interest was located in Lisbon, Maine. Um, and this is from the commissioner of the Department of Safety. He said this during a news brief Wednesday night. Lisbon is about 8 miles southeast of the city of Lewiston, where the shooting unfolded earlier Wednesday. Residents in Lisbon are being told to shelter in place as the manhunt for a person of interest continues. So it seems it's still just the one person of interest, and that's in the small box here. You see this vehicle with the door open. It's probably the vehicle that they're talking about. That's the vehicle of interest. We have no idea what type of planning or what this man's intense intentions are. Did he plan to execute this mission, let's call it, in Lewiston, had the vehicle standing by. Here's the picture of the vehicle right there in the small box. Takes that SUV down to this other town where he has another vehicle waiting. Right? Is that the case? He could dump the first vehicle, gets into the second vehicle. Now law enforcement has to pull all the tapes and all the surveillance and the ring cams and everything that they can to try to figure out what vehicle is he in now. I hope that he hasn't planned it out to this detail. I hope he just kind of frantically driving, trying to do whatever at this point. I hope that people do shelter in place and stay home and protect their loved ones, because someone like this, you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what they're going to do. We see what he's capable of. If this is the person responsible for the shootings in Lewiston, we see what he's capable of. 22 people, gone. Another 50 to 60 people injured. This guy's trained by the United States Army. Yeah, he's a reservist, but his basic training and his advanced training is the same as any soldier that's out there. He's a certified firearms instructor. So, and he's mobile. So law enforcement is going to have to come up with a better plan. They're going to have to, I guarantee you, they're going to have to rethink this and come up with a bigger perimeter to try to keep him boxed in. This guy has a vehicle and at least a 25-minute head start, if not more, in this new vehicle. They don't know which way he's going or what he's doing. I'm sure they got air assets involved in this. I mean, if they need, the federal government is standing by, federal law enforcement officials are standing by to help augment this manhunt. I ain't gonna lie to you, if I was in charge, I would go ahead and make that happen. Let's get federal marshals in here. Let's get the FBI in here. Let's get military standing by. Do we have military assets? Can we use them? What's the law? How does the law cover that? Can we use military assets? I would, if I'm law enforcement here, I would defer to the military. Hey, who do y'all have that we can use? Can we use military police? Do they have military type special weapons and tactics? Like, because military wouldn't have SWAT, right? But they would have officers who were better trained, and would be able to go out there and handle this kind of thing. They have, they can go out there and get into the woods and chase this guy down. They have drones that they can use. There's infrared that they can use. They have gear and training, and they're better trained. So they might be better off allowing the military to come help them get this guy. So so this the latest. It's just a couple of minutes old. A vehicle of interest was located in Lisbon, Maine. And we just read that. So what they know so far, just to recap, this is this guy right here in the small box, Robert Card, 40 years old, person of interest. They want to get this guy because there was at least 22 people who were lost in two mass shooting incidents at a restaurant and bowling alley in Lewiston, Maine. That was Wednesday night, which was tonight. Wednesday will be over here in about 7 minutes. It'll be Thursday. One of the city council councilors told CNN another 50 to 60 people were injured, and that's according to multiple law enforcement sources. So the guy in the box right there, that's the guy they're looking for. That's the guy, Robert Card, 40 years old, person of interest in the shooting, adding he should be considered armed and dangerous. And like we were just saying, law enforcement officials in Maine describe Card as a certified firearms instructor and a member of the United States Army Reserves. So this guy has, compared to law enforcement, when you compare his training to law enforcement, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. People can correct me if I'm wrong, but his training is superior to that of the average law enforcement official out there. This guy's armed with military style weapons. He's got an AR. Allegedly, he has an AR. Um, appears to have plenty around. His certified firearms instructor, so he shouldn't have any problem getting as many. When it comes to ammunition, he probably be able to get as much ammunition as he can carry. I wouldn't be surprised if he had multiple weapons. I'm not saying that has been reported. It has not. I'm just thinking this through. I would not be surprised if he had multiple weapons. In fact, I would be surprised if he didn't. Weapons malfunction all the time. Um, this is just so terrible. I mean, this happens in America all the time. It happens so much that it doesn't even take us by surprise anymore, does it? It's an active shooter event. 22 people were lost. It's like, oh, who's playing Sunday? How are the Bengals doing? Are the Yankees still in the race, or is Texas still in the race? People just move on so fast. It used to be like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. The media is going to be talking about this for a while until they get this guy in custody. This is something that they don't want to drag on through the night. You don't want this guy just roaming the streets with weapons and ammunition. And he's already done what he's done, allegedly. Someone has done this thing and they have this person of interest. Again, Second Amendment. You want to arm yourself, people. I mean, and I hesitate a little bit because I know this is a horrific event, but this is why I carry. This is why I carry. Now, I'm not saying that would have changed the event simply because you have someone who may be at the restaurant or maybe at the bowling alley who is armed. Doesn't mean that they're going to jump up like Johnny Rambo and stop the person with the rifle. I'm telling you now, I'm not doing that. I have the weapon. That's fine. But I'm going to grab my child and I'm going to get out of harm's way. If I don't have my child with me, fine. I'm getting out of there. I will only use my weapon if I had to. A lot of people that I talk to, especially people who aren't trained or people who haven't served, which is most Americans haven't served, they'll be like, yeah, I'm going to go grab my weapon. I'm going to run in there and do this and that. That is the last thing you want to do. First of all, you have no idea who the shooter is. You don't know if it's one person. You don't know if it's 5 people. You have no idea what's going on. Secondly, law enforcement is coming. Law enforcement no longer waits. They get there, they go in. If law enforcement runs into the building, they're responding to an active shooter event, and you pop up with your gun, guess what? They're going to put you down. They're not going to say drop it. They're not going to say freeze. They're going to put you down. And law enforcement is coming in there with a very minimum of their shotgun. But more than likely, they're coming in with an AR style weapon, something shoulder fired. You know what I mean? And down here, like say National USCCC, and brother Lou, my insurance USCCA, but down here in Florida, remember, I'm a card carrying concealed carry person, but you don't have to be that anymore in Florida. In Florida, have very lax laws for that in the first place. I was former military. It only took me, when I registered to get my license here, my driver's license, I also at the same time went into another room and just filled out the paperwork and did the quick test to get my concealed carry weapon. And I had my concealed carry license before I actually had my physical driver's license. That's how fast it is down here. And now, and if you didn't have military experience, you have to take a course. It's like not even a full day. I want to say just maybe a 3 or 4 hour course or something like that. You take that course, bam, they send you your concealed carry. But but back to what I was saying before, you got so many people like, yeah, if I were there, I would grab my weapon and go in there and do it. Man, this is not a movie. This is not a movie. Right? You have your weapon to protect you, to protect your family, but you are not authorized to go out here and do the job of law enforcement. Like, you find yourself in a situation, do what you got to do to get out of that situation. But it's me, I'm looking for a way out. I already know how to get out. You see somebody come in, you hear the noise, you hear the, when the pops go off and you start seeing people fall. There's always a moment in the beginning. If you're prepared, there's a moment in the beginning where you can slip out. Right now, normal shooters, and this is just me talking here, guys. I'm no expert. I'm no talking head. I'm just some old man sitting in his attic talking to his computer. But I've been in enough situations that when people, untrained people come in and they start popping off, they're kind of confused. There's mass confusion going on. If you know what you're doing, you keep your wits about you. You stay low. You move towards the exit. You get out of there. Now, if there's no exit and you're basically cornered, you draw your weapon and you wait. You find good cover, right? If you can't find solid cover, you find at least some good concealment. You wait. Who's ever doing this, who's going through here, more than likely they don't have training. Unfortunately, this guy does. But they're being distracted. They're looking around, they're doing whatever. They get close enough to you, you wait till they're close, and then you have your opportunity to maybe put them down. If that happens, you get out of there. You manage to put them down, that's it. You get out of there. You tell everybody, hey, I think he's down. Let's get out of here. You get to a safe distance. You get to a safe place. Call 911. Law enforcement shows up. Make sure you have your weapon holstered and secure. Law enforcement comes up. You show them, you got your hands up. Hey, he's in there. This is what happened. You know, you can, hey, you can disarm me. Here's my weapon. That's the weapon I used. And then you want to call your attorney. Because yes, you're going to need an attorney. Law enforcement is not going to look at you as some sort of criminal or anything like that, but you're just going to have to call your attorney because there's going to be some legal ramifications of this. And at least that's what I do. And my friends and I, we talk. Again, I'm no expert on this or whatever, but that's what we talk about. So even if you're in a place where you can conceal carry, don't think you have to take it upon yourself to go attack someone, right? Engage someone who's carrying a rifle or a shoulder fired weapon. You have a pistol, they have a shoulder fired weapon. They have bigger rounds. They have the advantage. You don't want to, it's not the movies, y'all. They have the advantage. I do not want to go fight someone in a firefight and I'm armed with a 9mm, 40mm, 357, 38 special. These are the weapons that I carry. I don't want to go face an AR or an AK or an M14. I don't want to go face that. Shoulder fire weapons they're more stable. It's easy to draw a bead. It's easier to get rounds on target, especially at distance. You don't want to go face that. So I'm just going to leave that part there. Just in case anybody out there got any ideas of being Johnny Rambo, it don't work like that in the real world. So